If you are over 60 and your hair is getting thinner, I want you to look at your breakfast. It is quietly working against your hair instead of for. Never connect. The years after 60 are exactly when your body becomes worse at absorbing the very nutrients your hair is built from. Breakfasts drift toward the things that do the least for it. The toast, the sugary. So your follicles start every single day. I'm going to give you 5 specific foods to eat in the morning, ranked from good to most powerful. Follicles need to hold on to hair and grow it back stronger. Probably already at your grocery store. Stay with me to the end, because the 5th food is the one in people over 60, and almost no one is getting enough of it. Your doctor has probably never had time to explain any of them. Appointments are too short. I'm Dr. Alan Brooks, board-certified dermatologist focused on hair and scalp, and more than 10,000 patients have sat across my desk. Changed how I counsel people. So many of my older patients were doing all sorts of things to their hair from the outside, the shampoos, the serums, the oils, while the quietly from the inside, and no topical treatment can fix a follicle that is not being fed. When I started asking in the morning, the gaps were obvious. And when we corrected those gaps, in many with more strength and body. I never have time to say in a 15-minute visit. Maybe you know the feeling that brings you here, the whiter part in the mirror, the extra hair in the brush, the sense that your hair just go. And maybe you have quietly accepted. I want you to hear this clearly. Some of it may be, but a real and often large share of thinning after 60 comes down to nutrition, to your follicles simply not receiving the raw materials they need. And that is something you have direct power over, starting with your very next meal. That is not a small thing. That is control. So let me explain why the morning matters so much, and why age changes everything. Because once you understand it, these 5 foods make complete sense. Your hair follicles are among the most metabolically active, hungriest structures in your entire body. They are constantly means they need a steady, reliable supply of specific healthy fats and key vitamins. Now here is what changes after 60, and it is a double blow. First, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing many of these nutrients. Your stomach produces less of the acid needed to extract vitamin B12 from food. Your gut absorbs certain minerals less readily, and your appetite often shrinks, so you simply eat less overall. Second, your body has a strict order of priorities. Your brain and your vital organs get first claim on whatever is available. Your hair is at the very bottom of that list. Speaking. So it is the first thing your body cuts off in a shortage. Put those two together and you see the problem. After 60, you are absorbing less and eating less, and whatever does get through goes to your organs before your hair ever sees it. Think of it like a household on a tight budget. The essential bills get paid first, and hair is the So starting your day with a breakfast rich in the right nutrients, that there is finally something left over for your hair. And nearly starved, not destroyed, can often recover beautifully once they are properly fed. Before we start the countdown, do Type in the comments what you usually eat for breakfast, honestly, and tell me your age. I have a feeling that when you see everyone's answers together, a lot of you are going to recognize the exact problem we are talking about, and it will be strangely reassuring to know you are not alone. Number 5 on our way up, and the base of it all, is a source of quality protein, and eggs are the perfect morning example. I put protein first, because it is the single most important in older adults. Your if your body does not get enough protein and the amino acid building blocks that come with it, it literally cannot build strong hair. And it will ration what little it has away from your follicles first. This is especially critical after 60, when appetite shrinks and many people drift to carbohydrate-heavy breakfasts with almost no protein at all. Eggs are ideal because they deliver complete and other nutrients your hair needs. The common mistake is a breakfast of just toast, or just cereal, or just fruit to start the day. Anchor your morning with protein, and eggs are one of the easiest ways to do it. Else on the list can fully work. Number 4 is a source of iron paired with vitamin C. And this is where a simple pairing makes a big difference. Iron is essential because it carries oxygen in your blood to your hardworking follicles. And low iron is one of the most common causes of thinning hair, particularly in older adults and in women. When iron runs low, your follicles are starved of oxygen and shift into shedding. In the morning, you can get iron from foods like spinach. Fold it into your eggs, or from fortified options. But here is the key that most people miss, and it is the mistake I want you to avoid. Poorly on its own, but vitamin C dramatically pair them. Have your iron-rich spinach or fortified cereal alongside a source of vitamin C, half an orange, some strawberries, a few slices of bell pepper. That simple combination can multiply how much iron your body actually takes in. Iron without vitamin C is a missed opportunity. Together, they make sure the oxygen actually reaches your follicles. Now, everything from here climbs in power, because the next foods target the deeper, more specific needs of aging follicles. Nourishment. Number 3 is a source of health. This is where seeds and nuts shine in the morning, along with foods like avocado. Healthy fats matter for hair in 2 important ways. First, they keep your scalp and follicles properly moisturized and support a healthy scalp environment. And a dry, undernourished scalp is a poor place to. The most important nutrients for hair are fat-soluble, meaning your body can only absorb them properly when there is some fat. Healthy fat means you are failing to absorb some of the very pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, or chopped nuts onto your breakfast, or add some avocado, and you deliver vitamin E, which is a powerful antioxidant that protects follicle cells, plus the fat that unlocks your other nutrients. The mistake is the fat-free breakfast, which sounds healthy, but actually starves your body of both healthy fats and the fat-soluble vitamins it needs. A little healthy fat in the morning changes how much of everything else you absorb. Number 2 is a source of vitamin C, rich, antioxidant-packed fruit, especially berries. We touched on vitamin C for iron, but berries earn their own place for a bigger reason. Vitamin C is not just an absorption helper, it is essential for producing collagen, a protein that forms and keeps your scalp's blood vessels healthy. Berries are among the most antioxidant-dense foods on Earth, and those antioxidants protect your follicles from the oxidative damage that accumulates with age and accelerates hair loss. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries all deliver this 1-2 punch of collagen support and antioxidant protection. Sugary juice, or nothing at all. Protective compounds. A handful of berries with your breakfast is one of the simplest and most powerful additions. The rest of your meal work harder too. Food that targets the single most common nutritional gap I find in people over 60. This is a source of vitamin B12, found in foods like eggs, dairy, fish, and fortified options. Let me tell you why B12 sits at the very top of this list for your age group specifically. Vitamin B12 is essential for producing healthy red blood cells, the ones that carry oxygen to your follicles, and for the healthy cell division that hair growth depends on. When B12 runs low, hair can thin, weaken, and even lose its color prematurely. And here is the critical part. B12 deficiency is dramatically more common after 60, for a specific reason. As we age, we release B12 from food and absorb it. Foods can end up deficient. It is one of the most common and most overlooked deficiencies in older adults, and its effects on hair are significant. Let me tell you about Robert, 64, a patient of mine, who came in frustrated by thinning hair despite, in his words, eating pretty well. Breakfasts were tea and toast. His B12 was well below the healthy range, a perfect match for his age and his diet. He built his mornings around the foods on this. Never promised him a miracle. But over the following months, his shedding slowed and new, stronger growth came in. His hair had been starving for a nutrient his aging body could no longer absorb from tea and toast alone. The mistake with B12 is assuming that eating some is enough, when after 60, absorption is the real hurdle. This is one worth asking your doctor to actually measure. Now, before I show you exactly how to put this plate together, let me answer the question I know some of you are asking, because it is on almost every breakfast table over 60. What about the coffee? Here is the honest, balanced truth. Your morning coffee is not the villain some people make it out to be, and in moderation. But there are two things to understand. First, coffee and tea contain compounds called tannins that can interfere at the same time as your iron-rich meal. So a simple, free upgrade is to enjoy your coffee an hour before or after your breakfast, rather than washing down your eggs and spinach with it, so it does not blunt the iron you are working to absorb. Second, if your entire breakfast is coffee after 60 when appetite fades, replacing a real meal. Coffee is not breakfast. It is a beverage. Coffee. It is to make sure there is And one more thing, because hydration matters more than people think for older. Our sense of thirst diminishes, and mild dehydration, and the whole system sluggish. So, alongside your coffee, have a glass of water in the morning. A well-hydrated body supports a healthier scalp environment. Enjoy the coffee. Time it wisely around your iron, and never let it stand in for the meal itself. So here is exactly what to do with all of this, step by step. And it is wonderfully simple. First, and this matters, do not run out and start swallowing high-dose iron or other mineral supplements on your own based on a video, because too much iron in particular can be genuinely harmful, and guessing can cause real problems. To your doctor and ask specifically about iron stores and your vitamin D, mentioning your hair so they understand why. That turns a rushed appointment into a productive one. And after 60, given how common these gaps are, it is a genuinely valuable thing to check. While you do that, your morning meal, which will never built. Eggs for protein and B12, spinach folded in for iron, a handful of berries and antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamin E. That single plate hits every nutrient we have discussed, and it takes 10 minutes to make. 2 practical tips. First, think of breakfast as your most important meal for hair specifically, because it front-loads your follicles with fuel for the day and builds a consistent daily habit that is easy to keep. Second, be patient in the right way, because nutrition works slowly, which brings us to the honest timeline. And one bonus warning worth adding, because it undoes a good breakfast. Try to avoid making your morning a sugar bomb. The pastries, the sweetened cereals, the flavored yogurts loaded with sugar. Large sugar spikes drive inflammation through one of the quiet forces that works. It is not only about adding the good foods, it is about not drowning them in sugar. A savory, protein-based breakfast beats a sweet one for your hair almost every time. One thing, doctor to viewer, before you change anything. Nutrition principles, not a diagnosis. Because hair loss has many causes, and only proper evaluation can tell you. Do not start high-dose supplements, especially iron, on your own, because getting the if your hair is falling out suddenly, in patches, or alongside other symptoms like unusual fatigue, please see your doctor, because those deserve proper attention. I am a doctor, but I am not your doctor. Now, one last honest word, because this is where results are won or lost. If your thinning after 60 is being driven, even in part, by nutrition, and for a great many people it is, then you are not simply watching an unstoppable clock. You are looking at follicles that are hungry, not dead, and hungry can be fed. But here is the timeline you must respect. Feeding your body properly does not regrow hair overnight, because your follicles have to move through their growth cycle, and hair grows only about half an inch a month. So expect the shedding to settle first, often within a couple of months. Expect the first new, stronger growth somewhere around month 3 to 4. And expect an honest verdict on your density, somewhere between month 6 and month 12. The people who see their hair improve are never the ones looking for an over what was on their plate consistently. Bond. Because this was never only about hair. It is about refusing to accept a decline you were of control that starts with something as simple as tomorrow's breakfast. So build that plate in the morning and come back and tell me in the comments what your usual breakfast has been and which of these 5 foods you are going to add. Type your age too. I read every single one. Take care of yourself. I will see you in the next one.